Welcome to Exploring Judaism's podcast, Holiday Bites. We are talking about Hanukkah. I'm grateful to be talking with my colleague, Rabbi Josh Weiner. Welcome to the show. Why don't you start by introducing yourself to us?
Hi, my name's Josh. I currently work as the rabbi in the Adat Shalom synagogue in Paris, one of the biggest Masorti conservative synagogues in Europe, I guess. And I was ordained at the Zacharias Frankel College in Berlin, and I also teach there now. I'm a visiting lecturer on halakha.
What is a piece of Torah on Hanukkah that inspires you?
So it's a little bit basic, but just like the classic text of where to place the Chanukiah, I draw so much meaning from it. You have this idea that it should be on the boundary of the home. So the ideal place is just outside the front door. And the Talmud says if you can't do it outside the front door, if you live on the second floor, for example, or today on the 14th, you can put it by the window. But again, at the boundary of the house. So it has to be touching the inside of the home. You have to have a home to have a Chanukiah, to have a Hanukkah, but not too far outside, right? But it's always facing outside. And then in times of danger, you can place your Chanukiah inside the house. Okay, so the ideal is to have it on the boundary where it can be seen, not too far outside, right? As opposed to all the Chabad things. It shouldn't be there. It should be close to who you are, where you are, but facing outwards. And this kind of sensitivity to the inside and the outside and how you're seen and visibility, it kind of touches on lots of themes which are important to me every year, and maybe this year even more.
With that in mind, what do you feel is one of the core lessons that you're taking into Hanukkah this year or from Hanukkah this year?
It's kind of this very sensitive interplay between Jewish pride and Jewish identity. Right? What's more important, being seen or who you are? Those are questions which are asked every day. Again, this year, people, I think, all over the world are very, very tense about how to be seen as Jews. Do I show them my mezuzah outside? Do I wear my kippah on the street? Right? And that's something that is an everyday issue. And the idea of Hanukkah, the visibility of how to show the light, is really touching on this question in a positive way. We do want to show the light. Judaism, in its ideal, isn't about hiding away. And that for me is very important.
How can someone make Hanukkah meaningful this year, especially when holidays can bring such complex family dynamics?
So it touches on this Jewish pride issue, right? Everyone's complex. Everyone thinks that their own complexity is unique, and it is. But we're all together in this complexity, and I think coming together as a family and bringing all the differences in the family, I think it's something we should celebrate, right? Like having a very harmonious family where everyone does the same thing. It's not how we work, and like a little bit of tension, a little bit of discussion about how things should be, is something we can hold and celebrate. There's like a halachic discussion of whether one Chanukiah is enough for the whole family, or whether each person should like their own. The Ashkenazi trend has been to have each person have their own Chanukiah. There's something nice about that they're all lined up, one next to the other. You can be side by side and not exactly the same. That's something we should learn to celebrate. I'd also add something which people are coming to me and asking about families where there's a non-Jewish element, right? Whether a close family or extended family or friends, and Hanukkah and Christmas come around the same time. How do we navigate between that? And again, this is a place where if you can manage to have the Jewish pride and say, yeah, Christmas is okay, but come see my Chanukiah and really invite people in, show your light. This is such a great opportunity to hold that complexity and not push it off to the side.
If you could give a gift to every Jew in the world, what would that gift be?
I hope this isn't too cheesy, but it's that idea of you already have your gift. The Mishnah says, who is rich? The one who is content with what they already have. We're so rich if we want to be. We have so many gifts. We're the inheritors of a 3,000-year-old tradition. It's just about accessing it when we need it. We experience so many things which are new for us in our lifetime. Right? I'm young, I'm 38. I get to situations which I haven't experienced myself, but I have the possibility of turning to my texts, which have been through these things, been through wars, been through periods of difficulty, been through a growing family, right? All the good things and the difficult things that come into my life. It's like turning to a grandparent who just has lots of experience with life, but even better. And it's such a wealth that we have. Like, I have this beautiful and ridiculous job of being a rabbi. I build those bridges between the tradition and people all the time, but it's something everyone can do. You don't need a rabbi. You just have those gifts already. Yeah, I hope that's not too cheesy, but that's what we have.
Cheesy in a good way. What do you feel like people should know? What's the thing that people should know about Hanukkah that they don't already know?
What people should know about Hanukkah is it links very much to acknowledgement of danger and living with that acknowledgement, living with that knowledge that things can be difficult. That the way these texts come all the time, there's a kind of a hint of danger. Yeah, we're dealing with fire. So our texts talk about what happens if Hanukkah sets someone's home on fire, and what to do if non-Jews see your Hanukkah and want to kill you. And despite that, we carry on. We celebrate. We celebrate this knowledge that our lives are so fragile and so risky, and we continue. We're not scared. Not scared in a stupid way. Like, we don't ignore the danger, but we just have this sense of being a very old people. We've been through this stuff before. We'll carry on. Our great-great-great-grandchildren will be celebrating Hanukkah too. We touch on eternity. There's a Hasidic tradition of just spending some time staring at the lights, at the flames, and it's something I do. I really take time preparing the Hanukkah. I set it up on my balcony. I have this kind of fish tank, and I have oil lights and the whole thing with the wicks, and the wicks always mess up and everything. I spend my time preparing the Hanukkah. I light them. I spend some minutes or lots of minutes just sitting, watching the oil become light, just like matter become energy. And I don't have a big chidush, a big innovation of what that means. There's something very comforting about that, and it's something I enjoy doing very much.
It's very powerful. Well, thank you so much for making time and chatting with us today.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for everything you're doing.